in Nashville and experience the world's fastest growing winter sport today. Curling is a fun and simple sport that's a perfect outing for friends, corporate events, families, or parties. T-Line also has classic bowling and modern bowling mini games. With over 20 HD TVs, you can come watch your favorite teams and some of the best food and drinks here in Nashville in the large bar and grill area. They also have an outdoor area with a fire pit, and you can't forget the live music. T-Line Nashville is a one-stop shop for a great night out. Located at 106 Duluth Avenue and online at tlinenash.com. You can book your party now or give them a call at 615-439-1024. That's 615-439-1024. And make sure you give them a follow on Instagram and Facebook at T-Line Nash for all the news, events, and updates. T-Line Nashville. Nashville's first curling venue is here. Ho, ho, ho! Merry Commitmas!
It's Bill King Commitmas 22 December. It's a two-day event, December 13th and the 14th. The night before, that Tuesday night, the 13th, will be in the Bill King Suite. You can come. You're invited. You don't need a ticket. It doesn't cost you anything. If you need a room at Commitmas at the Omni, we can get you a link for a special rate as well. The next morning, we'll be at Bar Lines, 6 until 11, right there in the Omni. Lobby area to your left. We'll feed you breakfast. That's also on the house. Go to the WNSR.com site, and you'll see the Commitments 22 logo on the homepage or my show page. Click the logo. That'll take you to that special link. You're going to love it. Bill King Show Commitments 2022, December 14th on WNSR.
Hey Nashville, Ray here from Run With It. Let me tell you about our sponsor, Boom Boss Craft Pizza and Tap House. And with 4 locations in Bellevue, Murfreesboro, Spring Hill, and East Nashville, they're your home for the best gourmet pizza and craft beers in Music City. Join me on Monday nights at the East Nashville location for poker night. And if you think you know everything, try Wednesday night trivia at both locations. Gourmet pizzas, craft beers, online at BoomBozz.com. Boom Boss Craft Pizza and Tap House.
Realtors abide by a code of ethics. This is Article 9 in action. Beth, a first-time homebuyer, knew nothing about the home buying process, except that she wanted to buy a home. But her realtor had the expertise to make sure Beth understood every document, even giving her copies to review with her lawyer so Beth could close on her first home with confidence. Complicated things explained in simple terms. The difference between an agent and a realtor is real. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.
Hey, it's Sami Kincaid, host of Power Hour with Sami Kincaid. Every Saturday morning from 9 to 10, listen in as I highlight women in sports from high school to the pros, athletes and administrators. And you know what? Let's talk some ball with women covering the game across the country. Power Hour with Sami Kincaid is every Saturday morning. Listen in on Nashville Sports Radio from 9 to 10 a.m.
And now it's time to shine the spotlight on this week's coach or player. From college to the pros, this is Shattered Ceilings.
Welcome back to Power Hour with Sami Kincaid. I'm Sami Kincaid in the Strike and Spare studio. If you want to call in, talk to us on the Cure Hotline, 615-844-5600. Again, call in and talk to us on the Cure Hotline. We're going to be talking some ball coming up, 615-844-5600. Ray, you're not happy with the lineup today, but there's still some good games. You got.
I'm not saying I'm not happy with the lineup. I am happy with the lineup. I wish that the lineup was just larger with the games that being played on Friday to be played on Saturday. But
I mean, you got some ACC, SEC matchups. You got Louisville, Kentucky,
Texas A&M versus LSU.
Well, that's not ACC, SEC,
Oh,
but yes.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
You also got Georgia Tech, Georgia.
That's right.
You got South Carolina at Clemson. So you also got some good SEC.
Sorry, I'm still recovering from the week. I thought we
from
were
Thursday. Thanksgiving was Thursday. Oh, you're gonna get there. It's gonna be okay.
I'm gonna get there.
It's like a few day food coma, and but it's gonna be all right. But
what game of the ACC are you looking forward to?
SEC or ACC?
ACC.
ACC. I would say.
Who does Miami have? God,
I would say
such a dumpster fire for me this
the
year.
South Carolina Clemson game, just because I want Clemson to, even though South Carolina just beat Tennessee, I do not think Spencer Rattler gets it done 2 weeks in a row. I talked about this last week with Devlin. I did not want to talk much about this game because the last time I talked about Spencer Rattler and compared, it was us. We were talking about Spencer Rattler and going up against Vandy and how he had more interceptions than touchdowns. And I said, you know what? He showed out against Vandy. I don't want to talk about him again because I don't want him doing that to my alma mater.
And he showed up against UT.
He showed up against
UT. He looked
UT.
like a top 5 pick last week. He looked like a top 5 pick last week.
Yeah. I mean, Tennessee, they were missing Jeremy Banks on the defense, but yikes, not a good game. That was just an ugly, ugly loss for Tennessee. But I don't think Spencer Rattler does it 2 weeks in a row. And I just think South Carolina is overrated. And so I want Clemson to just go out there.
Oh, yeah.
To go out there and beat them. But, yeah, that's that one. Or Louisville, Kentucky, I think could be another good game. I mean, Georgia Tech, Georgia, that's the other one. I don't think that's going to be a game at all. So Louisville at Kentucky, triple option. Kentucky's already struggling. This is another one I think the ACC can take.
I was looking at my Miami team, and I got so excited because they started off the season 3-0. They got Pittsburgh today. And I'm looking at this team, and I'm just like, yeah, we're going to do big things this year, 3-0. No, they're 5-6 now. And it's very disappointing to see this. And there was a tweet that came out earlier in the week from the Miami head coach talking about, like, if you're not happy with your players, or with your kids not getting enough playtime, you can come pick them up. And I'm like, oh, no. Which is true. You can do that. Yes, you can do that, but I don't know why you want to say that.
It's just stirring the pot, and you don't want to do that with whenever, especially after working in recruiting at Tennessee. You got to make sure mama feels like her baby boy is going to be taken care of.
Yeah.
That is number one key in recruiting. And if you're going to say that to the parents, you don't want the parents on your bad side. It's going to cause problems within your program. I missed that tweet, so I don't know all the context.
But that was it.
That was it.
That was it. That was pretty much a short and sweet.
But that's not who you want to pick a fight with.
No.
It's going to end up causing turmoil in your program, and that's not a smart move.
I think I'm with you on this in this whole South Carolina Clemson game. I think I think Kentucky wins, but I think it's going to be closer than many believe against Louisville today.
Louisville.
Oh, sorry, Louisville. Did I say it right? Louisville. What did I say?
Louisville.
Is that the wrong way to say it?
You do not say Louisville.
Why?
It's Louisville.
All right, Louisville. Sorry. Is that really how you're supposed to say it?
Yeah.
Right.
It really
Louisville.
is. It really is.
All right, I got it. Louisville. Right? Got it.
There you go.
But, I think South Carolina, Clemson is probably the only game that's on deck. I mean, Georgia Tech has shown flashes this year. Have beaten pretty good teams. Well, they had a big win last week.
Yeah.
And so, Georgia, I just think that they're going to go,
And honestly, with now Hendon Hooker is down, Torres ACL, you have Milton coming in, and people forget Milton was the starter before he got hurt. So I think he'll be fine at quarterback. And honestly, it's good for him to prep for it next year. I honestly think that it's a huge loss to lose Hooker, but I hate it even more for him, as he should be finishing out his college career and getting ready for the draft. He's going to be having to rehab a knee now. So I hate it more so for him as a player versus the team. And going against Vandy today, coming off of 2 SEC wins, did not think that was going to be the case going into this week. But Vandy's defense is solid. And Mike Wright has been playing a lot better. Mike Wright has. I've been talking about him since before the season started, because I saw a lot of him headed into whenever he was going to be going to UCF. And he's a good QB. He can get it done on the ground. He's very physical, and he can get it done in the air. So, I mean, I honestly think it's an insult that they think Tennessee only – I think they're a 14-point favorite right now, which I get coming off of a really bad loss.
That didn't sit well with them last week because they know they should have beat that South Carolina team. They just didn't show up to play.
They did not show up to play.
No. I mean, they were beat in all 3 phases.
And it's kind of like what we were talking about whenever, and Devlin and I talked about it a lot, just going into the playoffs, having what should be 2 easy wins with South Carolina and Vandy. How that might not be enough to get the committee's attention.
No, not at all.
Headed in to it. And so I think that they really just were like, we got 2 easy wins. I mean, I don't know, but we'll get more into it. We're up against the break, so we'll get more into it in the last segment. So stick with us. You're listening to Power Hour with Sami Kincaid in the Strike and Fair studio. We'll be back.
Located at 5410 Murfreesboro Road in the heart of Laverne, City Slickers is one-stop shopping for all your liquor, beer, and wine needs and has been a multiple winner annually in the Best of Rutherford County voting for Best Liquor Store and Top Wine Shop. Featuring the lowest prices, the best customer service with unsurpassed knowledge, City Slickers offers the largest craft beer selection in Rutherford and southeastern Davidson counties and has beer on tap at its Growler filling station. City Slickers also sells mixers, sodas, snacks, tobacco products, and the Tennessee Lottery, and can place special orders and assist with all your events and even wedding planning. Make sure you follow City Slickers on all their social media or just give them a call at 615-280-7469. That's 615-280-7469. Located in the heart of Laverne, City Slickers.
Where can you save big on Black Friday and go big on the holidays? Lowe's, actually. Find the prices you'll love this season, like $100 savings on a Blackstone 30-inch flat-top grill, now only $299. And your choice of a DeWalt 20-volt max brushless drill kit or impact driver kit for $99. Plus, find gifts exclusively at Lowe's, like a Cobalt 24-volt 500 CFM leaf blower for $99. Black Friday is here. Don't miss the deals at Lowe's. Home to any possibility. Offer valid to 11/30 while supplies last.
Geico presents Daily Affirmations.
Repeat after me. We are filled with an abundance of joy.
We are filled with an abundance of joy.
Also an abundance of questions. Good thing Geico has 24/7 claim service to help answer questions and resolve claims quickly.
Good thing Geico has 24/7 claim service.
We are also filled with an abundance of biscuits.
We are also filled with I don't think it works this way.
Oh, and jam. Don't forget jam.
To manifest more Geico in your life, go to geico.com.
From the big game to the big dance, Bar Lines at the Omni Nashville Hotel downtown is your game day and watch party headquarters. Don't worry about entertaining guests and trying to feed everyone. Sit back, relax, cheer on your team, and let the Bar Line staff take care of you. Grab a Bar Line signature cocktail and enjoy some wicked deviled eggs. Or a Bar Line's double stack and finish it off with some Jack and Coke chocolate cake. Bust your belly and your bracket at Bar Lines. Located in the Omni Nashville Hotel, 5th Avenue, downtown. Get a taste of the tropics without ever leaving Nashville at Hawaiian Izakaya. The Heart, voted to have the best creative cocktails in Music City. Located inside Bento Living Chestnut Hill, The Heart is open for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and drinks Tuesday through Sunday. Plus brunch on the weekends. Expect fresh, locally sourced shareable plates, hope, yakitori, handcrafted cocktails, and Aloha Vibe. Visit theheartnashville.com to view the menu and make a reservation today.
Get all your NASCAR news every weekday right here on the Final Lap. Hey, it's Kerry Murphy, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. did some racing over the weekend. His race team has some crew chief shakeups. We've got Joey Logano, we've got NASCAR Steve Phelps, and more. So grab all the latest NASCAR news, driver interviews, stats, and info every single weekday right here.
Hi, I'm Joey Logano, and you're listening to The Final Lap with Kerry Murphy.
And, of course, check us out at facebook.com/The Final Lap. Every single weekday right here.
We're checking out the headlines, the highlights, and the stories from the world of women's athletics. Time to go around the hour.
Welcome back to Power Hour, Sami Kincaid. I'm Sami Kincaid in the Strike and Fair studio with Ray Dosky. Filling in, hanging out, talking some ball.
It's Dosky.
I said Dosky.
It's Dosky.
Okay, we had a whole grammar pronunciation lesson during the break, so he's trying to get me back. We learned how to say Louisville, Maryville, and Lebanon.
It's Lebanon.
No, it's Lebanon. So we had a little lesson during the break on how to say some towns around here.
If the listeners could only hear what we talk about off air, it'd be hilarious. They would get a kick out of it.
They would. But we got some more games to talk about.
We do.
So we'll leave the Tennessee Vandy where it is. I just think Tennessee wins by more than 14. But we got some really big games today. And I honestly think if USC wins today against Notre Dame, well, even if I just think it's going to be very hard for LSU to punch their way into the playoffs because I don't think they win against Georgia in Atlanta next week. So I don't think it really matters what LSU does today because I don't think it's going to happen for them. I think USC has the best chance of getting into the playoffs. I mean, today it's going to be interesting how it shakes up with Ohio State and Michigan playing each other. And during the break, we were just talking about how Ohio State has a couple players out. So that will be, I think it could be a good game.
When you look at this USC Notre Dame game, yes. When you look at the spread, I think that USC is at home, and they're 4.5.
Well, they play at the Coliseum.
Yeah, so they're a 4.5 point favorite. But Notre Dame's won the last 7 of 10 matches between these guys. And yes, the Trojans, you could say that probably the Trojans are trying to solidify a playoff spot. I think they would like to go because when you look at this team itself,
you think they would like to go?
Yeah, I think they would go. Yeah, I mean, you know, just a hunch, you know. But when you're looking at this team, I mean, averaging the second most yards in college football.
Yeah, Caleb Williams had 503.
Caleb Williams is just a different beast. Like he's just.
But going against Notre Dame, they allow less than 400 in all their games, and only 4 teams have had at least 200 passing yards. Yeah. Only 4. So I think the strengths. That's why I think it could be a good game because the strengths are matching up.
I like this Lincoln Riley team. I think what he's done this year has been awesome. Definitely the transfer portal and being able to get some of his players from Oklahoma to come over and hang out with him out in USC has made it easy for him. So I'm taking USC in this game.
Yeah, no, I think they take it, and I really think that they have the best shot of being that number 4 team. I'm curious, though, to see what the committee does with Ohio State and Michigan playing each other today. I mean, whenever Tennessee and Georgia played, they completely knocked Tennessee out of a playoff spot from the number 1 spot after losing to Georgia. So I don't know if Ohio State loses. I think you still have maybe Ohio State in that 4th spot because that's the golden child. But I don't know how you keep both of those teams in based off of what they did when Tennessee and Georgia played each other. So really curious to see how that shakes out after. But also LeBron, I don't know if you saw that tweet. He had custom-made cleats for Ohio State because he wants them looking good, feeling good, and so he made them some custom-made cleats for today.
Not shocker. I mean, he is an Ohio boy through and through. But the thing is about today, we were talking about this off air, Ohio State's going to be missing 2 star players today, and Trayvon Henderson and Jackson Smith-Njigba. And I think Njigba is coming into the season as a wide receiver. I mean, he has been everything as advertised because that's what Ohio State does. They produce wide receivers. Goes back to Terry McLaurin, Garrett Wilson, Michael Thomas. I mean, like they've always had the pedigree. You can go all the way back to Joey Galloway. I mean, you go all the way back then. You look at the Michigan team, this rivalry. John Harbaugh won his first game against Ohio State last year. He's 1-5 against this team. And you look about how does this playoff format set up? Let's say Michigan upsets Ohio State today because Ohio State is the favorite today, correct?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think that because they're the golden child, they stay at that number 4 spot.
So chances are we might have a Georgia, Ohio State, Michigan, and TCU playoff, right?
Mm-hmm.
But let's say Michigan wins, they'd go to number 2. Is that safe to
Yes.
say? And then Ohio State will probably be 3, and then TCU will be 4.
Which would be complete crap.
Yeah.
Based off of what the playoff committee did
Mm-hmm.
with Tennessee, Georgia. That if you want to see an upset Sami Kincaid, let that come out.
Mm-hmm.
Just be consistent. And I know it's not going to be consistent, though, because of Ohio State being the golden child.
Right.
But I think Devlin will be real happy with me saying this because
he's an Ohio State boy.
He knows I hate Ohio State, but I think they come out with the win today, because both sides are going to be missing players.
Yeah.
So it's not like Ohio State is down and Michigan's not. Both sides are missing players. So I think Ohio State comes out with the win.
When you look at this format, TCU was never worried about UT. I think out of all the schools TCU was worried about the most was LSU.
And I don't think they get in, though. I think USC gets in over
Before
LSU.
LSU?
Yeah. Because LSU, I don't see them winning next week in Atlanta against Georgia.
I mean, defensively they played a lot better. I mean, they have knuckled down defensively. It seems like the offense has started to catch up with them. They play some tough ball. I don't think you can ever count out LSU team. I'm still gonna probably favor, more or less agree with you here because we just threw out a crazy stat earlier about Georgia.
And honestly, whenever you're reading it, I honestly do not think that it's happened since whenever I was at UCF, with UCF went undefeated in 2017, beat Auburn in the Peach Bowl, and then went undefeated. Heupel's first year at UCF went undefeated won the AAC championship, and then ended up losing in the Fiesta Bowl to LSU, but they had 2 undefeated seasons. So whenever you're reading that stat, I think that might have been the last time that it happened.
The Georgia stat, basically they've won 31 of the last 32 games, 28 straight regular season games, 12-0 in back-to-back seasons, 5 straight wins, of course, against Georgia Tech, all by double digits, and they'll finish with the number 1 scoring defense 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
That's wild to me.
Yeah, no, I think Georgia still takes it all. But
it's there for them, absolutely. But hey, that's what college football is all about. I mean, anything could possibly happen. I think Ohio State's probably a little bit better because I like them more or less at the quarterback position.
We cannot leave the show ending with Ohio State's a little bit better.
We like Georgia. Yeah, we like Georgia. Okay.
All right, well, thank you for hanging out with us today, this Saturday morning in the Strike and Spare studio. That's the Power Hour with Sami Kincaid. See you next week.